Alright guys, I'm back with another comic haul. First off, I got only a few older books and new books. As I said, I'm not going to be picking up like standard 90s side issues as much until I can read through those a little more. So yeah, let's go and start off right away. First off, I got the Monsters of the Month variant cover for Batman and Robin 35. Awesome cover, mummy Batman and Robin, very cool looking. And this is for the Apocalypse. Bruce Wayne is going to go back to try and recover Damian's body. There's been solicitations where Damian's been in them doing like the Superman pose or whatever, so I don't know how this is going to end up. This issue pretty much just shows the other Bat family members going down to help out Bruce. And especially in a story like this, I feel like the absence of Nightwing or Dick Grayson is there, because I think this would be a cool story, especially since Dick Grayson and Damian, they kind of have a closer relationship than any of the other Bat family members, other than Batman, of course, have with Damian, especially after like Batman and Robin pre-52 and stuff. So his absence is kind of there. I think it'd be better if he was back. Moving on to Batman, another Monsters of the Month, kind of like a Dracula vampire cover. Pretty cool looking cover, of course. Nice issue. This is the start of Endgame, I believe it's called. The new Joker arc. And the Justice League were Jokerized. I love how Greg Capullo draws Aquaman. I just want to point that out. I think he looks cool there. But very awesome story. Justice League versus Batman. And it's a pretty nice, neat story. Definitely gets me excited for Endgame and kind of the return of Joker. And then there's a side story going on. And it'll be cool to see where that goes. And I love these Monsters of the Month variant covers. So there we go for that. Issue 35. Next up, Amazing Spider-Man number 7. There's a backstory featuring Miss Marvel, the new one with like the stretchy powers. I don't know a ton about her, honestly. But it's a pretty cool Spider-Man story, kind of fun. And that's what I'm really liking about this new Spider-Man. It's not like this very deep, dark stuff. It's kind of fun, old school Spider-Man, and that's why I'm liking these. Then on the other hand, Spider-Verse, we have a lot of the this kind of is a continuation of that Spider-Verse mini-series, the Spider-Man UK series, and essentially in that world, Captain Britain has his own corps, sort of like the Green Lantern Corps, and we meet the British Spider-Man, so very cool there. And I have the full run of this so far. Continuing on, number 8. Yep, that's in order. That finishes the Miss Marvel story. Kind of cool. She's kind of like a teenage hero, and so Peter Parker kind of relates with that. So there's some cool stuff that goes on in there. But again, the main thing with these amazing stories are the backup features, which are the Edge of the Spider-Verse. Spider-Girl saves her little brother, but Spider-Man in that universe, or Peter Parker, dies. Pretty cool. Kind of showing that no one's really safe. And yeah, pretty nice. And there's a lot of female Spider-Man characters that are going to be featured in Edge of the Spider-Verse. And I'll go on. Also, there's going to be some spoilers, so you might want to skip a little ahead especially on like these Spider-Verse ones, if you haven't read them. But Edge of the Spider-Verse number 4. First off, I love this kind of pulpy cover, or like old Golden Age comic book. Like I'm really thinking like those feature comics with Dollman, how they had like the circles with them and then the main thing going on. So this is an awesome cover, awesome book. This is kind of like a horror book, sort of like I don't know, like you could compare it to like an EC book or something, where essentially Spider-Man literally turns into a Spider-Man and he likes devouring any living thing. And there's some cool stuff going on with that. And then in the way end, he gets killed, and this is the spoiler part, so skip ahead if you don't want to see it. But we have Mary Jane kind of show that she has spider powers. So I think from this universe, we're not going to have not Peter Parker. I don't remember what his name is. I think it's different. But I think we're going to have the Mary Jane of this universe as their representative, which is cool because we also have Spider Girl and from the previous issue, Spider Woman Gwen Stacy in the Spider-Verse lineup. And then issue 5 is Penny Parker and Spider SP//DR again, and this is another female Spider-Man. So a lot of female Spider-Mans, which is cool. Like I was saying, I love the cover on this. Kind of like I don't even really know how to describe it. It's almost more of like a Japanese feeling book. Obviously, you can see like the Japanese writing and stuff. But this was a fun book as well, like Spider-Verse. And definitely, like the whole Spider-Verse five issue miniseries. Just pick it up. It's really good. Introduces a lot of characters, and I believe next month, Amazing 9 is the start of Spider-Verse officially, where Peter Parker of not our Earth, but obviously main Earth gets involved. Then Daredevil, awesome book, Return of Purple Man. And these 5 kids have the abilities of Purple Man, but together they're like powerful enough that they don't even have to say it. Just their emotions will cause people to do stuff, and it's pretty cool. It also goes into more of like the talks about Daredevil's current relationship with the people around him and all that cool stuff. And of course, I'm a Daredevil fan. I've been recently collecting a lot of his books, as you could see in my previous videos. So very cool book. I'm going to keep you posted on this series from now on. Also, fabulous cover. I just love these Daredevil covers, especially like in the previous run of Daredevil, which I think is also Mark Waid. We had that really cool Universal Monsters tribute one. Number 3, Teen Titans. Teen Titans number 3. I'm sorry. Pretty cool Teen Titans issue. Deals a lot with Raven and Wonder Girl. Pretty neat. I like this series. I mean, we're on issue 3, so I don't know for sure. But I'm going to keep subscribing to it because I really like anything Red Robin. Tim Drake, one of my favorite Robins. I kind of wish he kind of went back to kind of a Robin role, especially in this and Batman and Robin when he appears, which is kind of a shame because I kind of liked, like, when he was Red Robin. Was kind of neat. He was kind of like his own thing, kind of like his own little Batman, and kind of more fully realized. And although he is solo, he still kind of feels more like Batman's sidekick. New 52 from what I've read. I don't know about the previous Teen Titans run. I'm not even sure if that's by the same people because I didn't read it. But when they restarted, I thought might as well start up on it. But cool art and all that on there. So, moving on. Flash number 35. Awesome cover, as always. Flash is a fun book to read. It's also cool because this is one that it has a lot of future past stuff. So, they just kind of squeezed it into Future's End, too, which is fun. And then, again, spoiler alert, at the end of the issue, Wally West Flash from, I believe, 5 years in the future, because of Future's End, and then 20 years in the future, Barry Allen. They all confront each other. And Flash gets sent back to the past or in the future. It's kind of hard to say, or like some mixture of all of them. That's kind of hard to say from the cliffhanger, but it seems like 20 years in the future, Blue, kind of driven insane Barry Allen is going to be our current Flash for at least a few issues. I doubt it's going to last all that long. Obviously, it's not like Superior Spider-Man or something like that where it's going to last a long time. But there's going to be like an arc where old Flash kind of has to come back and fix things. And that's going to be pretty cool. So that's it for my new books. Going on to a few 50-cent books. I got Superman 32. This book was 50 cents because apparently it's not in good enough condition to sell new, so I got it for 50 cents from Swords. It's really not in all that bad condition. Like, I don't know, but everything about it really cool. John Romita Jr. His style is pretty cool. Especially recently, he's been doing this style, and it's going to be interesting. I haven't read this yet, but it's going to be interesting to see what he does on Superman. I read Captain America #1 from the newer series that he did when he was on Captain America, when Captain America was in that other dimension or whatever, like 2 years ago, 2012, I think. And that was I just love the art on that. Of course, just everything he does is really cool. I like his art style. It's very different. A little more hard to describe. It's just kind of John Romita Jr.'s art style. So it's gonna be cool on Superman. And then Jeff Johns is writing it, and I don't know. I sometimes have mixed feelings with Jeff Johns, but I think like when he did Green Lantern by the end there, I kind of got tired of it because it was kind of just like the Green Lantern Corps fight some other Lantern Corps, and it got boring because he doesn't really relate as much to anything else by the end, which was why I was not liking that run that much. But when he works on something, a lot of the times it's really good. So I don't know. I'll see if I like this. Especially at first, all of his runs are really good. Like at first, I loved his Green Lantern run. I just thought it kind of got old. Futures End. This one's folded at the middle. But this is number 5, I believe. It looks like 5. I actually haven't read any of this Futures End. I read the Futures End book, but as an event, I haven't really been paying attention to it. I don't even know if it's still going or what. But whatever, might be cool. Futures End 5. I picked it up for 50 cents, so I don't care. And the icing on the 50-cent cake, Transformers G.I. Joe #1. Decepticon. I think they had like another Autobot cover, but this is kind of the Decepticons cover, and there's Megatron and all the G.I. Joes. There were multiple covers, I believe. Badass. I like how they're keeping it G1. I'm not a huge G.I. Joe fan. Like, I just never got into it as much. But I've always been a huge Transformers fan. I also kind of like the art style on this, how it looks. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to read and probably enjoy this. I mean, it was 50 cents, so whatever. Alright, moving on to my Silver Age books. First up, Marvel's Greatest Comics 23. A pretty beat up copy. I got this for $1 on eBay because I combined shipping it with my next book. I kind of just liked how it looks, you know, Mole Man, Fantastic Four. I want to pick up more Fantastic Four books. Fantastic Four is just something I've always kind of overlooked, and especially like the early Fantastic Four, the art's just beautiful on it. So like, I don't know, but yeah, it's gonna be cool to see. I never got into it as much just because the movie. I never liked the movies, not even when I was much younger. I actually haven't seen them since like 2008. Or Silver Surfer was the one I saw in like 2008. Or no, Silver Surfer's newer than that. I haven't seen the original one for a long time. I don't know. When was that from? I don't know. I haven't seen Silver Surfer in a long time either. But that was the one I saw last. Next up, Action Comics 325. The reason I picked this up, what happened was, I was bidding on a few Action Comics and it looked like I was going to win. And then I kind of wanted to combine shipping, and this one ended before the other ones. So I won this, and then I kind of lost the other ones. But I got this for $1. And then I just decided to get combined shipping with this Fantastic Four. I only picked up one book because I was kind of trying to save some money. But I don't know. Looks like a cool Action Comics book. It was like $1 and then $2 shipping. So I paid like $3 for it. And just the idea of Skyscraper Superman. Surprised to see Super Baby as a giant on the planet Krypton. Turn the page and see him grown up as the Skyscraper Superman. So obviously this is an alternate world, I think. I don't know. Hopefully. But I just love anything Krypton. How it's just weird when they like try and expand it past like Superman was a baby. tossed in a rocket and he went down to Earth. Um, but this is trying to kind of do something where it's like, nope, kind of more to that story. But pretty cool looking. Just the cover alone's pretty awesome, so I don't really care. Action Comics 325, the best Superman story of the year is also what it says on top. I don't know about that. Going on, my last two books, they're coverless, but they're good. First off, Amazing Spider-Man 101 coverless. First appearance of Morbius. I bid on this, and I think I won it for $1 with like $3 shipping, or maybe it was $2 or something. I think someone might have bid against me. I paid like under $5, six. I don't know. I paid. It was like between like $3 and $7. I don't remember. But I didn't pay a ton. This book goes for a little bit of money, and of course, Morbius I think is a pretty cool character. But I wasn't willing to buy the first appearance. I'm not that big of a Morbius fan. Like buy the first appearance for a lot of money. Pay for the big book, and especially like. I find books, if their first appearance is Amazing Spider-Man, just because the title Amazing Spider-Man, it'll be worth more money, which is understandable, but I mean, like, if Morbius first appeared in Spectacular Spider-Man from the same month and year and all that, just a different titled Spider-Man book, it probably wouldn't go for as much, which is generally what I find, which is interesting, but, whatever. So first appearance of Morbius, I got it for like $5. I can live with it. Pretty nice. Oops. Alright, and finally, this book I did pay more for. I actually paid a decent amount of money, but not ton. First appearance of Mary Marvel, Captain Marvel Adventures, number 18. This was not buy it now. This was bid. And this is actually a very interesting book. First off, this book is thick. It's a lot of pages to it, which I thought was cool. But it's a 1942 Captain Marvel book, and this actually has a lot of interesting things about it. First off, it's the first appearance of Mary Marvel, and obviously, with the movie coming out, there's a lot of Captain Marvel hype. And I know a lot of people are picking up like the DC Shazam series from the 70s, which is interesting. But a lot of this Golden Age, Captain Marvel, Wiz Comics, WoW Comics, all those that kind of go into Captain Marvel from the Golden Age aren't being bought as much. I'm not seeing those go up as much. Like the Shazam books used to be fairly cheap, and I think I have a couple, 2 or 3 of those books. And they used to be like fairly cheap books, but now they're going up a lot, especially with like movie talk and stuff. Like the Bronze Age first appearance of Black Adam goes for a lot of money, but I mean, you know, whatever. And yeah, like this is the first appearance of Mary Marvel, which is pretty cool. Obviously the significance behind her is she's Billy Batson's sister, who also gets Shazam powers, or whatever you want to call them. And but even more significant than that, and I thought this was pretty interesting, this is the first time you have a real Marvel family, and it's actually considered the first appearance of the Marvel family. You have Captain Marvel, Marvel Jr., who was released after that, and then Mary Marvel. And it was actually the first time it was considered the Marvel family, and the Marvel family was actually kind of what laid the foundation for the idea of a superhero family. Like, of course, we had sidekicks beforehand, but until now, things like the Superman family and stuff, this is kind of what it came out of. Like, so that is a really cool part of this book, I would say, and one of the reasons that this book is really cool is it's the first appearance of Captain Marvel family, which of course predated things like the Superman family and that idea where a whole bunch of people kind of have a team, but it's like with similar powers, similar costumes, ideas, etc. And so that's actually a pretty cool thing that started in this book. So that's the real significance of this book. First appearance of Mary Marvel as well as the first appearance of that, and it's a Golden Age first appearance, 1942. And yeah, if if I would say this is probably the third most important. She's probably the third most important character in the Golden Age Captain Marvel family. I mean, we have Captain Marvel and Shazam's first appearance, and then we have Black Adam's first appearance, and then I would say it's her in the way of important first appearances in Captain Marvel and Shazam's family. And then, of course, there's Captain Marvel Jr., who's pretty important. Captain Marvel Jr. I never really understood, though. The idea of, like, Captain Marvel was that a kid can turn into, like, a Superman, essentially, but the idea of Captain Marvel Jr. is that a kid can turn into a kid with Captain Marvel powers, but I don't know. Now I'm just rambling. But I would say this is a pretty cool book, especially if you're a Captain Marvel fan. I picked this up coverless for like, I think it was like $40, which I don't think is a terrible deal. I got bid against for it. With the movie coming out, if she's featured in the movie, this book's probably gonna be going up. I don't know if she'll appear in the first movie or in the movies at all, but I mean, either way, if the Shazam movie's good, everything around Shazam's going to be going up in price. And these Golden Age books, Captain Marvel books, they're pretty cheap right now. I mean, comparatively to most things, if I was to, I could probably buy like 2 or 3 Captain Marvel books in better condition than one, or for cheaper than buying one bad condition Superman book, because I don't know what it is. He's just obviously not as popular, so his books aren't as sought after. But and there's a big volume of the books too, since he actually had a lot of books being published through Fawcett. So Captain Marvel Golden Age books, be on the lookout for. Be on the lookout for this book, which is Captain Marvel Adventures number 18. If you can find it, definitely pick it up. I have a feeling that with the movie, it's going to be a lot harder to get. And this is an important first appearance, not only in the way of Mary Marvel, but also in the superhero, in the history of superheroes as a whole. Because this is really the first superhero family, it's an early superhero family, and that actually had a big impact, especially for you Silver Age fans, where everything was big families of superheroes and garbage. So yeah, definitely be on the lookout for this book, because I feel like when the Captain Marvel movie comes out, people grow interest, and the interest will lead to the Captain Marvel Golden Age books being a lot harder to buy. So, again, yeah, go for these books. All that being said, those were my books for this week. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you guys later. Also, I do have 2 books being sent up right now, which I am pretty excited for both of them, but I didn't know when they'd show up, and I kind of wanted to make a video. And it actually might be, I'll probably get those this week sometime, but a video might be 2 or 3 weeks away. As I think I've said in a previous video, I was having some car troubles, so now I'm going to have to buy a new one. And I got one lined up, which is good, but that kind of means I'm going to be low on money for a bit, which means comic books are going to slow down. So I'll get the 2, and I'll probably pick up my new books pretty soon. Depending how many new books I have and what I get and all that garbage. A video might be 2 or 3 weeks away. And it probably will be lighter on the pocket than most of these videos. Obviously, this was the book that costed me a lot of money, and that's why I had a smaller haul. But actually, the 2 books I'm showing you have a lot of significance to me personally. They're not huge keys, but personally, they're books I've wanted for a long time. So I'm happy because I got both of them for really cheap. But I shouldn't ramble on about those, because I will probably ramble on about those in my next video. So, all that being said, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you guys later.